If this is the first time you've even considered getting a real estate license today, you could get signed up today and complete this licensing process still by 2025. We've got the timer going on right on the official page for the challenge, so you can see the official countdown until January 1st of 2025. And the big point of this challenge is to be able to showcase those who have completed the challenge at the Florida Real Estate Career Fair that is happening on January 4th. So this event, there's going to be a lot of real estate recruiters there. And if you're somebody who completed this challenge, especially if you just got started today and you get your license within this month time frame here before this career fair on January 4th, you're going to stand out at the career fair. But look, even if you've been doing this for a while and you just haven't gotten the license yet, join the challenge today. Get the exam prep tools to help you expedite this process. Get your exam scheduled, maybe the question simulator. Maybe you sign up for the live weekend prep class we have this weekend starting Friday. It's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. All math on Friday, laws on Saturday, practices on Sunday. So it covers everything you need to know for your Florida real estate exam, and you could get in on that this weekend. So step up to the challenge. And if you've already got a real estate license, who can you challenge to do the same? Who do you know that would make a phenomenal real estate agent? Who do you know, whether it's a friend, a family member, a colleague, somebody that you worked with previously, a neighbor, some random person you met even? Who can you challenge to take the new year, new career challenge and be showcased at the Florida Real Estate Career Fair? To be honored, really, because this is a big deal. We'll have a photographer there to make sure we get your picture taken as well. That could even be a headshot. We're even going to do grad photos at the career fair. So if you took an online course, you can get a grad photo at the Florida Real Estate Career Fair. That's happening on January 4th. You can find out all the details and register to attend this. So even if you have a real estate license already, you're welcome to attend this. If you haven't even gotten started yet, don't wait until the career fair start today so you can accept this challenge and be licensed by time the career fair gets there. And even if you don't complete the challenge of being licensed by time the career fair gets there, you know the holidays are coming up, it's busy, I get it. But if you could at least complete most of it or even part of it, you're setting yourself up ahead of people that aren't starting this until January. So that's what the new year, new career challenge is all about. It's about getting ahead of the competition. If your resolution is to get a real estate license in 2025, don't wait until 2025 to sign up for the class. We have classes still on the schedule. I think December 16th is our latest pre-licensing class that we have starting. It's a live instructor-led class that you could do before the new year. And so these classes, you could do them in a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, weekends, evenings. You could do the on-demand class 24/7, any time of day or night. Let's head over to the board here, and I could show you that one. So again, you want to be showcased at the career fair. This is where you need to start. This is where you start the challenge with the pre-licensing course. So this is the video on demand format. So anyone, anywhere in the world, even if you don't have an internet connection, you could get the app on your phone. You do have to have an internet connection to download the app and log in, but you could put it in offline mode so you could go off the grid, not have to worry about buffering, and access that all right through the app, as well as log in on a computer and pick up right where you left off. So very easy to use. We've got a special New Year, New Career Challenge price for that right now, a special tuition rate of only $227. So take advantage of that. And we do also have live real estate classes, just a few of the ones that we've got coming up. So you can still get enrolled. Today's December 4th. You get signed up for Yadira's class right here, December 9th. Start at 8:30 a.m. This is a daytime class. If you want to do online, but do it with a live instructor as opposed to pre-recorded on demand. What we were looking at earlier was the pre-recorded on demand, or you could do a live instructor from anywhere in the world. This you do need an internet connection for. These are day classes starting at 8:30 a.m. And then one final in-person day class here in New Tampa. Again, that starts there on December 16th. So take advantage of these live schedules if you want to do this with a live instructor. And again, if you've already taken the class, you don't need to retake the class. to prepare for the exam, but I would recommend this over taking the actual class. So this weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, it starts this Friday at 12 noon. And this is worth calling out early for work on Friday if that's what you got to do to take this class. Because Friday is all the math. And even if you've decided to write off the 10% of the exam that is the math and just focus on the other 90%, that 10% is so predictable. So I would encourage you to attend that Friday session for the math as well. But maybe you already know all the math and it's just everything else that you do need to study. That would be another reason where great, just take the Saturday and Sunday of the laws and the principles and practices. Sunny is probably been teaching longer than any of the instructors here at the Tampa School of Real Estate, so she has immense knowledge on not just the laws process, but even as it relates to the exam creation and how the whole process of the question making on the exam. Now, that's not what she's there to teach. The process of how a question makes it on the exam, but she understands how those questions are going to appear, how those questions are into the laws and rules, and that experience is invaluable, especially when it's able to be simplified down into a very detailed but yet brief review. Because this is still going to be very detailed, but compared to the pre-license real estate license course, this is going to be a lot more detailed than the level of detail that you'll see in this exam cram class here. So that's coming up this weekend. Get signed up for that. If you don't yet have the completion certificate, that's where you will need one of these classes, either the live South Tampa and New Tampa, or you could also do the video on demand. This gives you 365 days of access, anytime, any place. You could do this course here. This one, again, $227. It includes your textbook. This textbook alone is $79.99. So that alone included in here is a large chunk of what that tuition is. So it's a really great deal. It includes the app. This is literally the best real estate licensing course on demand online in Florida. And you could read through the thousands of reviews that we have at the Tampa School of Real Estate to back up those claims here. Now, if, again, you already have your certificate of completion, that is good for 2 years. Now, an alternative to doing that live class, and this is what many of our students, thousands of our students, in fact, have done, is take advantage of these on-demand exam prep tools. And you just might want to be on-demand exam prep tools such as the question simulator. The also have the experience of the live cram set process. If you want to have, it's simply studying, and you could study on your own, but then you're having to wonder what to study, how to study, which details are the ones that are most important for the exam, whereas that guesswork is taken out of the equation with these exam prep tools and that live weekend class. So we sell these a la carte separately. However, you could call into us and speak with one of their advisors to help figure out what is the best program for you to get through this process and to complete this challenge. You don't have to do this on your own. We're here for the life of your real estate career, not just to help you get your real estate license, but also once you have your real estate license. So, number one, just to back up here, you got to start the challenge. And that's what these pre-licensing courses are. The ones that are in green to get your real estate license, that's where you start the challenge. To complete the challenge, take advantage of that exam prep, which again is optional, whether this or the weekend cram class. Those are optional, but they're there to help expedite this process, to help you not waste time studying, to help you technically do the actual real estate. Rather than just the laws and rules on, for example, a contract has to be in writing and signed. That's a very important key point to remember from your pre-licensing course. A real estate contract, that is, has to be in writing and signed. Post-licensing, when it talks about contract, it's related more to how do you present an offer to a client? How do you help a client prepare an offer? So it's much more real world, and that's because there is no state exam for your post-licensing. So this course that we've got on the screen right now, this is what's going to help you advance the challenge. If you've already completed the challenge, you already have your real estate license, but you have not yet done your post-licensing, you're holding yourself back by missing the information that Everything might not be new in here, but I promise you, even if you're the most seasoned real estate professional, getting back to all the basics that are covered in this course here is really going to open your eyes to new ideas and new possibilities. So everyone that takes this course will always learn, usually not just one thing, but many things. And that's where having this book is also a great resource. You could write in it, you could highlight in it, you could annotate in it however you want. It's yours to keep forever, and you have 1 year access to all these videos. So even after you complete the course, because you could do this in a few days, it doesn't take a year to complete it. This can be done in time to complete this course, but you still have access for 1 year. It's back to this. If you do want to shake hands to meet people that own homes, would you like to own a home? And, would you like to rent somewhere else? Or do you love it so much, do you wish it was your own? And just being able to converse with people like this is a powerful skill in real estate. So if you already work in customer service, in sales, or any type of business that deals with people, you already have a significant advantage, because if you're somebody who doesn't be learned. Now, I didn't necessarily learn all my people skills from real estate, but I learned really how to get out of my comfort zone, and it's so much easier to get out of your comfort zone when you have a plan, when it's backed up by information that you know that this isn't just some experiment, this is something that works if you do it right. And so you learn about all different types of techniques, not just door knocking and face-to-face types of prospecting, because that, again, can be the most powerful, and it really does help hone your people skills so you can be with not just potential clients, but with people once they do become your clients. You can more confidently guide them through this process because they are more confident making one of the biggest decisions. There's so many opportunities that are out there, and again, to learn about these more specifically, you need to come to the Florida Real Estate Career Fair. That's happening on January 4th. Challenge. If you decide to take upon the challenge 2025 and you complete the challenge, we're going to have something extra, the Florida Real Estate Career Fair, including your recognition to all these recruiters that are in attendance at the career fair, as well as special recognition otherwise. So this is really exciting if you're getting started, because you have the chance to not just do this alone, to do this with everybody. We have a phenomenal online community in our Learn portal. So that same app that you go into, and you don't have to go in through the app. You go right to the website. If you don't like using apps on your phone, just go to TSRE, search it in Google. It'll pop right up, the TSRE Learn portal. That's where you log in for your courses. So you can do it right online or again through the app on your phone. But within that portal, you also have access to the discussion boards, where not only are there networking opportunities, and so even if you're doing this online, on demand, at your own pace, you have those networking opportunities available to you through that, but there's also a lot of guidance, a lot of tips from people that have been in your shoes before you. So very invaluable tool, those discussion boards, and you have access to that as well with the exam prep tool. So you purchase that. That'll get you access to the portal with the discussion boards. The post-licensing course, the video on demand course, that will also get you access. And if you're just getting started and you're like, hey, is there a way I could really get the whole complete jump start that I need for my real estate career? And yes, we actually sell a little thing called the Complete Jump Start, and that is going to include your 63-hour pre-licensing, as well as that course that is required after you get your real estate license, as well as all of the exam prep tools, all the on-demand exam prep tools. And so right now, you could actually get all of that for $447. So if you're brand new, if you're just getting started and you're committed to trying real estate for at least a year, at least 2 years, if you're going to go beyond 2 years, this is a requirement. This is saving you money on that requirement. But don't think of this post-licensing course you do after as something that you have to wait to do. As soon as you get your real estate license, we encourage you to do that immediately because of what it focuses on, the business topics. So when you're talking to brokers at the career fair, when you're talking to recruiters, you're going to have a better understanding of what solutions that brokerage provides and how they can be applicable to your specific business plan. You know, you could just kind of put a blindfold on and say, I don't have a business plan, just tell me what to do. And I'm sure there's opportunities. I know there's opportunities out there where they will guide you through that. However, it's going to be much more rewarding for yourself when that plan, and you don't have to figure out all the details, all the basics, but if you don't want a door knock, don't join a brokerage that's going to make you door knock. Don't join a brokerage where door knocking is an integral part of the business if the last thing you want to do is door knock. That's probably not going to work out well for you. And so knowing those other prospecting strategies, knowing about canvassing, knowing social media, knowing all of these different avenues that you can use for lead generation and which ones that you want to focus on for your individual business plan, you'll be able to better navigate what is the right brokerage for you. Because as you'll see at the career fair, there are recruiters lined up to help make your dreams a reality. Now, there is always something in it for the brokerage. There's the commission splits and so on and so forth. And ultimately, if you do want to get your own office going, you could do that in as little as 2 years' time. So once you knock out your post-licensing, we do have these post-licensing classes available live as well. So we've got 3 live online schedules right up here that you could take this. We do have in-person ones for these as well coming up. I think we just had one start just recently, actually. So I think the next ones coming up are these ones here. We might have one more in January. But you can find the full schedule online for that. And again, this is the laws, the rules, not the focus here. The focus is business planning, on practicing real estate. You know, Bob even does a really great job of he'll occasionally bring in a lender that he works with, title companies and so on and so forth, to be able to provide additional insights on those specific parts of the business. And whether you're doing the video on demand or one of these live instructor-led programs, it's going to cover that here. So once you do this, once you knock out this post-licensing, you have to have an active license for 2 years. So once you've been active and joined with a brokerage for 2 years, you become eligible to get your own broker license, where you could start your own brokerage. Now, if you want to start a team, you don't have to be a broker to start a team. You could be a sales associate, which is your starting license, and be a team leader as well. However, you must still register your license with a brokerage. If you want to be your own brokerage, that's where you would get your broker license, and you could stay with your current brokerage as a broker associate, which an associate is not necessarily a controlling entity in the brokerage. Not just with clients, but with your colleagues, your peers in real estate, the other agents that you'll be working with. That title of broker associate shows that, hey, I'm somebody who isn't just a sales associate like you. I have a broker license. And even though this isn't my brokerage, I have the same qualifications as my broker. Pass the same exam my broker had to pass. And if I wanted to, I could start my own brokerage. But I prefer to my broker to have those headaches, those opportunities, whatever way you want to look at it. That's really what any business does. It takes some sort of problem, a headache that somebody may have, and it solves them. And the better you solve that problem, the more efficiently you solve that problem, the more profitably you can solve that problem typically. The more people are going to be willing to exchange for your solution. And that's what we're doing in real estate. We're solving problems for people here. This is some investment of, let's say that's a couple $100. Tools, you factor in the post-licensing, you're still looking at under $1,000 to start a career. And you're not going to school for the state exam. Do you pay every time to take it? It's frustrating. It's demoralizing. So that's why you don't want to go in there unprepared. You might not be a person who likes to do things unprepared. If you like to be prepared for things, that's why I would really encourage you to purchase those exam prep tools. If you're somebody who is okay being unprepared and okay winging it and okay if you don't pass the exam and have to retake it, then yeah, just get the pre-licensing course. That's all you need, and you just might be able to pass that state exam without even any study. Probably not, though, because this exam is not a test of how smart you are. So if anyone's ever told you, oh, this is a hard test, it's not a test of whether that's an intelligent person or not. As a matter of fact, the more intelligent you are, the more difficult this exam probably is. Because this isn't a test of your intelligence, it's a test of your retention of the information that was taught in this pre-licensing course. Specifically, the laws and rules. That makes up the largest majority of the information in this course is the laws and rules. Because even the principles and practices are related back to the laws and rules of Florida and course in a year. You do a couple hours a day, and now you're potentially completing this before the end of the exam is 3 hours at the end. That leaves 60, 50-minute hours left. It's something, I think, like 53, 52 hours, something like that, of actual hours when you break it down that way. So you do the math of how long it takes you to go through those 52 hours of segments. They're all broken down into short 5-7-minute videos. Maybe 10, 12 minutes for a couple of them, but all very short, easy to follow videos so you can knock out sections a few at a time. So you don't have to sit there for 3 hours just to finish one unit. You got a little time in the morning, a little in the afternoon, a little in the evening, and you can very easily chip away at this course and complete this challenge before the end of the year. And if you are a current student that is enrolled in that video on demand course and you would like to upgrade to an in-person class or a live online class to more easily complete this challenge, you could absolutely do that. Call into us, 813-333-2676. Again, that's 813-333-2676. So we could help you complete this challenge by the end of the year. Like I said, maybe you need the pre-licensing course. This is where you would start. If you've already got your completion certificate, consider either the exam prep tools or that live weekend prep class. If you've already got your license, make it the challenge to get your post-licensing done before the end of the year. Because with this video on demand format, this is even shorter than the class to get your real estate license. And again, there's no state exam, so this is a lot lower stress. Go through this, knock out the credit, and then go back and review as much as you need to. Again, you have 365 days of access, and review as much as you need to, not for the state exam, but for the life exam, for the real world exam, for there's no state exam for this, but the information you're learning in here, you're putting to the test yourself in the real world and choosing the broker that's best for you and finding those first clients and converting those clients into contracts, into closings, into commissions, into referrals and repeat business. That whole plan is laid out for you, and you make it your own in this post-licensing course, whether you're doing the in-person version of this or the video on demand. And again, you could get that whole complete Jumpstart bundle, not just like here with the video on demand, but you could do that whole complete Jumpstart bundle with the live classes as well. You get the live class, the pass first try exam prep tools, as well as the credit for your post-licensing, so you can come take that post-licensing class. You get your real estate license. And then once you're licensed for at least 2 years, you can come back and see us and register for that broker class. Now, that's not included in the complete Jumpstart bundle, but if you call in, that will include your broker pre-licensing course as well. So if you want to make that commitment, and that's how committed you are today, we won't tell the recruiters that you've already pre-registered for a broker class, because whether you open your own brokerage or not, you'll still want the broker license. But chances are, if you're already planning on opening your own brokerage, you want to go there and learn everything you can. So you want to find a good brokerage that would be a good one to maybe model for when you decide to go open your own brokerage someday. That's totally cool. At least in my book, there are some brokers that they find people know that you're already going to get your broker license. Because the reality is there's enough business for all of us. Whether they're someone on your team or they've got their own team. There's enough business for all of us. Now, ultimately, end of the day, we all care about our individual needs first and foremost, because if we don't take care of our individual needs, we can't help anybody else with their needs. But that's the thing about this career fair. You could really see how much the cup is flowing over, and these recruiters from different brokerages that are eager to share the opportunities that they've figured out and be able to help you achieve those same things. And that's really what the magic is of getting your broker license. And if you're somebody that's really on a mission to be able to do that, to be able to help others, it is for sure is you will be more respected by your broker with a broker associate license. If there's any one person that will respect you more by having a broker license, it is your broker. Now, you being a broker associate, again, you're not necessarily in charge at the brokerage. But again, that shows the brokerage that you've done everything that they have to be able to get that broker license, and that if you wanted to, you could go start a competing brokerage. So again, once you do have that broker license, it does earn you respect, if not just from your broker, from your peers, from your colleagues, as well as your clients. Because that is something to celebrate. We're big on celebrating these milestones, and every single one of these here are a milestone. Completing your pre-licensing is a milestone. Passing your state exam, that is a milestone. Completing your post-licensing, that is a milestone. And getting your broker license, that absolutely is a milestone, because that is a confirmation of everything you've done up until that point has been the right choice, because everything you've done is a prerequisite for this. Getting the license, completing post-licensing, having it active for 2 years. You have to do all of that before you can get a broker license. So if that's the path you want to be on, that's fantastic. If maybe you don't want to run your own operation, you don't want to run your own brokerage, you want to stay at your office, that's fine. Once you do post-licensing, it's just 14 hours of continuing education every 2 years after that. Super easy. It's like a little correspondence book, 30-question online exam. Easy to knock out. You get 5 retake attempts on that exam, but it's super easy stuff. Just legal updates. So you go through the material on there, and honestly, you could probably even pass that exam without even going through the material, depending on how well-versed you are on the updates in real estate already. So super easy to do your continuing education. That is a much easier requirement to complete. The post-licensing, though, especially because if you're in the position where you're taking post-licensing, just got the license. So chances are this guide for somebody who just got their real estate license is going to unlock so many different ideas, possibilities, potentials, and opportunities by completing this. And the sooner you find out that information that's in there, don't make the mistake that I did license of waiting until right, because is you learn this, the post-licensing, that is what, again, build on that with more advanced trainings, more advanced topics, going deeper into building the best open house ever, or deeper into CRM to follow up with clients automatically for you, or going deeper into hiring your team. But you learn about the basics of so many of those topics right here in that post-licensing mail. If again you don't want to door knock, you don't want to do social media, there's direct mail opportunities, there's email opportunities, there's online websites that literally just sell leads, there's the real gold mine, which is opportunities. And so much of that you'll learn about in post licensing. And that's why, again, if you're just getting started, you'll want that complete Jumpstart bundle, because not only will you get that pre-licensing course that's required to get started, you'll also get the exam prep tools, all the on-demand exam prep tools, including the Examcram videos, which have over 14 hours of video review, as well as the 5-hour audio review to condense things down even further. And you'll also have the post-licensing. This is the only book you won't get right away, because I send you out the most current book one, and so that way, if this does change when you get started with that post-licensing. So 2676. You can also phone number as well. You can text us, you can call us, whatever is. I encourage you to take this challenge, because again, you complete this challenge before. And look, if you get this done January 3rd, you pass your exam January 3rd, we'll put you on the list. It'll be short notice. We'll have to make sure we get you on there quick. But we'll make sure you're showcased at the Florida Real Estate Career Fair happening January 4th. This is going to be our biggest career fair ever, because it's right in January. We were already extremely overwhelmed with everyone that turned out for our last career fair, but overwhelmed in a good way. Palm Harbor. So register for that at FloridaRealEstateCareerFair.com. Until the career fair to get started. Get started today. Get enrolled in a pre-licensing course, whether that's a video on demand or one of those live classes, live online or live in person. Get signed up. Get that course completed so you could get your application and fingerprints done and your state exam done, and you could have the license all before the career fair and complete that challenge so you could be showcased as someone who completed the New Year, New Career the New Year, New Career Challenge at the Florida Real Estate Career Fair. there. So I hope to see you not just on January 4th, but on Friday as well, because we'll be back here to talk a little bit more about the challenge, to go a little bit deeper, to give you a status update, to cover some of the next steps and essentials, like doing your fingerprints, like doing your application. So make sure you tune in 12 noon time this Friday, and we'll dive into all those details and more. Get yourself on the list for the Florida Real Estate Career Fair. Questions about a real estate career, about the courses that you need to start or advance your real estate career, call into us, 813-333-2676. You can also text it at 813-333-2676. It's about all the time we've got for today, so thank you all for tuning in. We'll be back Friday, 12 noon. Until then, have a fantastic rest of your week, and we'll see you on Friday. Are you studying for your Florida real estate exam? If you are, you need to check out our Pass First Try strategy. You're going to love this. It's 4 steps that we break down the process to study for your Florida real estate exam. So you're set up to pass your Florida real estate exam, because that's what you're studying for, right? To pass your exam. It's 4 steps. Number 1, you learn the information. You've got to learn this to be able to pass the exam, but it doesn't stop at learning. Step 2, you've got to reinforce the basic, simple, key concepts. As you learn this information, keep reviewing the simple things. You don't need to know everything, but you got to review these basic key concepts. Step 3, you've got to test your knowledge. The exam's going to test your knowledge, so if you don't test your knowledge in advance, you won't find out if you know what you think you know until you take the exam. And then step 4 is be confident and prepared, because even if you know this material, you need to be confident that you know the material. Check out the full strategy at PassFirstTry.com. That's PassFirstTry.com. So you just got your real estate license. How can you jumpstart your real estate business? The number one thing you should do before you do anything else is post-licensing. Now look, this is already a requirement, so you're gonna have to do it anyways, but here's why you wanna do it early. The sooner you do post-licensing, the sooner you're gonna learn the real world concepts in post-licensing that will help you create a business plan, that'll help you plan for your success in real estate. Post-licensing is all about real world topics that are usable, that'll help you grow your real estate business. And at Tampa School of Real Estate, we have the best post-licensing courses around. Find out more about how post-licensing can help you jumpstart your real estate career. Go to postflorida.com. Have you been thinking about getting your Florida real estate license? Look, the process is probably easier than you think. We break it down step by step, how much it's going to cost, what it is that you need to do to get your Florida real estate license. Find out all of that and more at licensefl.com. Again, that's licensefl.com.